My fiancée chose her ex over me a week before the wedding. I cried that night. Then I sold the ring. Just 48 hours later. Her calls wouldn't stop. I'm Logan, 32 years old. Or at least I was supposed to be a 32-year-old groom next Saturday. That plan fell apart exactly 7 days ago. Kayla, my fiancée, 29, sat me down one evening. She led me into the closet, of all places, then told me she couldn't go through with the wedding. The reason? She was still in love with her ex-boyfriend, Randy. 30 years old, the same guy she once called her youthful mistake and swore was part of her past. Turns out the past came knocking about a month ago, and they've been quietly rekindling things behind my back. The news hit like a freight train. We'd been together for 4 years, lived together for 2. I had already bought her a $12,000 engagement ring, exactly the diamond she dreamed of. We had our venue walkthrough. Her wedding dress was paid in full. My parents had already booked non-refundable flights. Kayla cried while she explained it, said she was sorry, claimed she never meant for this to happen, said she'd come to realize she was just settling with me. Great. I didn't scream, didn't break anything, just stared at her. Asked if she was absolutely certain. She said yes. Asked if Randy was waiting for her. She said he was. In fact, she told me how supportive Randy had been during her confusing, emotional awakening. Yeah, I'm sure he was. That same night, she packed a bag and said she'd be staying at her sister's. I slept on the couch. Empty. Shaken. Hollow. Yes, I cried that night. The next morning, I woke up and saw the wedding invitation still magnet to the fridge door. That was the moment something inside me shifted. No more tears. Just clarity. First thing I did, I called my best man, Lewis. Told him everything. His reaction was what you'd expect. She did what? Then I shared my plan. Next up, the ring. I brought it to a reputable jeweler that specializes in buying estate pieces. The resale value was rough. No one warned you about that. They offered me $7,200. I took it. Cash. Deposited it. Done. This was just 2 days after she dropped the bomb. Then I began reaching out to vendors, venue, florist, caterer. Some were understanding. Others pointed to the non-refundable fine print. Fair enough. It was like ripping off a bandage. Painful, but necessary. Then this morning my phone blew up. Calls. Texts. Voicemails. Kayla again and again. Logan, we need to talk. Logan, call me back. It's urgent. Logan, where's the ring? My mom's asking. And here we are. She suddenly wants to talk. I hadn't answered any of her messages. Part of me felt numb. The other part? Calm. Focused. Update 1. The response online was overwhelming. Appreciate the support and all the bold opinions in my DMs. Honestly, it was cathartic to read them. But back to Kayla. After about her 15th call, I finally picked up. I kept my voice steady. Me? Hello, Kayla. Kayla, Logan, finally. Why haven't you been answering me? Me? Busy? What's the emergency? She said her mom had been asking about the ring. Something about insurance. Then she said, since the wedding's off, I thought I should return the ring to you, or maybe we can decide what to do with it together. I almost laughed. No need, I said. The ring's already gone. Sold it 3 days ago. Silence on her end. Then she said, you sold it without even talking to me? Was there something to talk about? You ended the engagement. I paid for it. I dealt with it. But it was our ring, she argued. It represented our relationship, which you ended. I reminded her. So, not much left to represent. Cue the tears. Classic Kayla. But that ring was expensive. Logan, what did you even get for it? You should have told me. Maybe I could have sold it or kept it for sentimental reasons. Right? Sentimental value from a relationship she blew to pieces. No thanks. I got a fair price. I told her. Money's in my account. It'll help cover the non-refundable deposits for the wedding you canceled. What? You can't just keep all of that. Some of that should be mine. We picked the ring together. You picked it out. I paid for it. You left the relationship. That's the whole story. She launched into a rant about how unfair I was, how Randy thought I was being spiteful. Oh, so Randy got thoughts now? Good to know. She even had the nerve to say, "This isn't the man I thought you were." Really? This coming from the woman who shattered our future for the same guy she once called mistake. She truly expected me to what? Keep the ring safe for her? Hand her the cash so she and Randy could furnish their future love nest? I told her I was already handling the vendor cancellations and would send her a detailed list of any shared costs she was responsible for, especially anything related to her personal expenses, like her dress alterations. Kayla, shared costs? You booked most of this. Me? Yes, for our wedding. The one you canceled. You don't just drop a bomb and walk away without consequences. She hung up, predictably. Then came the text. I can't believe you did this. So unfair. Randy is disgusted by your behavior. He said he'd never treat a woman like that. I almost replied with, does he know you were engaged to me 5 minutes ago? Didn't. Gray rocked it. By now, I've recovered maybe 30% of the wedding costs. The venue was a total loss, $8,000 gone. The caterer kept $2,500. The florist, either $800 or $1,500, depending on timing. Honeymoon, $6,000 non-refundable. Guess who's taking a tropical vacation solo? Or maybe with Lewis. This guy. Ring money helped $7, $200 back. But I'm still taking a loss. And something tells me this drama's not over. I haven't even heard from her parents yet. That's probably the next wave of fun. Too long, didn't read. Kayla's furious. I sold the ring and won't give her a dime. She thinks it's unfair that I expect her to face the financial fallout of a wedding she backed out of. Randy, self-appointed expert in ethical relationships, apparently agrees. Update 2. 1 full week since D-Day. 7 days since Kayla dropped that nuke on our lives. Now, the fallout's reaching her parents. Yesterday, I got a call from Judith, Kayla's mom. Sweet voice. Poison words. Logan, sweetheart. Such a shock. Kayla mentioned you sold the beautiful ring. Yes, Mrs. Albright. Kayla ended the engagement. The ring was mine to sell. Well, yes, but it was a symbol of the love you two shared. Kayla's devastated. She thinks that was a spiteful move. I took action to minimize my financial losses, not out of spite, though maybe just a little. Then came the twist. Logan, we, meaning me, Russell, Mr. Albright, are all financially impacted. There were expenses. My dress alterations, Russell's suit, a deposit for the rehearsal dinner. Altogether, about $1,500. Frustrating, since I've taken a big hit myself. Well, since you got money back from the ring, and this all happened abruptly, Russell and I were hoping you'd help us out. You were the one left behind. After all, traditionally, the groom's side helps cover some of this, to avoid making the bride's family look bad. I nearly laughed. Traditional? Is it also traditional for a bride to run back to her ex a week before the wedding and still expect her former fiancé to foot the bill for her parents' formal wear? I told Mrs. Albright. Kayla made her choice. The financial fallout is hers to manage. I've absorbed my losses. That's the end of it. But Logan, we thought of you like a son. You're being so cold. Kayla's heartbroken. Randy's been her rock. Even he says this isn't how you treat people who were practically family. Randy, always ready to hand out moral advice. I kept it simple. My stance reflects reality. Kayla is an adult. She made this call. She and her new boyfriend can handle the consequences. I won't be revisiting this. I ended the call as she was still muttering about being disappointed. That evening, I got an email from Kayla. Subject line, we need to be fair. Logan, Mom told me about your response. I'm beyond hurt, not just about the money, but the lack of respect. Selling the ring without discussing it felt like a slap. Refusing to help my parents after everything they put into the wedding? Randy said that if the roles were reversed, he'd feel a moral duty to help. He's trying to be the bigger person. Maybe you should. 2. Here are the costs. My mom's dress tailoring, $750. Dad's suit, $500. Rehearsal dinner deposit, $1,500. My dress preservation kit, $200. My share of bridesmaid gifts, $200. Total, $2,950. You received $7,200 from selling the engagement ring. Money meant for me. Be fair. Subtract $2,950 and send me the remaining $4,250. Or pay that amount directly to my parents. Keep the rest. I'm emotionally wrecked. The nerve. She's the one who's emotionally wrecked. And Randy, now her wise protector, acting like the moral compass while dating my ex-fiancé. I didn't respond to her directly. Instead, I did my own math. Venue deposit lost, $8,000. Catering deposit, $2,500. Florist deposit, $800. Photographer deposit, $900. My custom suit, $900. Groomsmen gifts, $350. Kayla's dress deposit, which I paid $1,000. My share of the now-canceled honeymoon, $3,000. Total losses before selling the ring, $18,550. After applying the $7,200 from the ring sale, I'm still short $10,850. I replied briefly, Kayla, as a result of your decision, my remaining losses total $10,850 even after accounting for the ring proceeds. I will not be covering your or your parents' costs. This is the final word on the matter. Logan. 12 hours of silence. Then a message from Randy. Hey, Logan. Kayla's really struggling. I know you're hurt, but going nuclear like this isn't fair. You're better than this. You're punishing her financially. That's not right. The ring money was hers. Her parents are out cash too. Do the decent thing. My reply, Randy, the cost of the result of Kayla's actions, not mine. She canceled a wedding with non-refundable expenses. That's not financial punishment. It's reality. The ring was tied to the marriage that didn't happen. I sold it to offset the costs I was left with. Her parents' bills are their problem, or hers. We're done here. Please don't reach out again. He sent one final jab. Wow, she deserves better. She chose me. Good luck. Blocked. This wasn't about revenge, not some Hollywood-style meltdown. Just me, stepping away and letting consequences unfold naturally. I started closing out what remained. Vendors? Canceled. I was able to release 8 contracts, though some were non-refundable. The photographer, good guy, told me Kayla reached out. She and Randy were considering a small ceremony and wanted to use our original deposit. He explained the contract had been voided. New event, new booking, new fee. She accused him of being biased toward me. He wasn't. He was loyal to terms and professionalism. Same with the venue. They kept the $8,000 deposit. Kayla called to ask if, since she wasn't the one who canceled, her words, maybe she could get the deposit back or put it toward a smaller room. The venue manager had already notified me. Wedding canceled, deposit forfeited. Randy even tried to call separately to negotiate. Said the venue should show empathy. The response? Book again like everyone else. The dress shop contacted Kayla for the remaining $2,500. I'd already covered the $1,000 deposit. The rest was on her. Let her and Randy figure out. She said no, the last I heard, through a mutual contact. She received a letter from the bridal shop threatening to send the unpaid bill to collections. Not my problem anymore. As for the honeymoon, a non-refundable $6,000 package. Then, out of nowhere, Kayla messaged me from a new number. The least you could do is let Randy and me use the trip. It's already paid for. No point wasting it. She framed it as a peace offering, like this will help us all move forward. Imagine that. Offer my own canceled honeymoon to her and the guy she left me for. I responded, the reservation is in my name. It's non-transferable. I'll be using it myself. Enjoy your life. She ended up booking a flight for Randy. His fare was extra, of course. But the thought of me sipping cocktails on a white sand beach while she wrestles with debt collectors and a dress shop Worth every penny. I haven't aired any dirty laundry, but word spreads. Canceling a wedding days before it happens? People talk. Most of our mutual friends sided with me. Her inner circle defended her. She followed her heart. Sure, but her heart has a bad habit of expensive, poorly timed detours. As for the Albrights, mortified, but not over Kayla's decision. They were embarrassed by my response. Judith told a friend I had revealed my true colors. She said she was relieved Kayla got out when she did. Escaped what exactly? Accountability? Then I received a letter addressed to her, but mistakenly sent to my old place. It was from a legal firm, likely tied to the bridal shop's debt collection. I wrote, "No longer at this address," across the envelope and sent it back. It felt oddly satisfying. That night, Kayla tried calling. New number again. I didn't answer. She left a voicemail, clearly crying. "Logan, please. This is a nightmare. The dress shop is threatening to ruin my credit. Mom and Dad are furious over the rehearsal dinner cost. Randy's trying to be supportive, but he's exhausted. Everyone expects him to fix everything. And he says you're making it worse by being petty. Can't you just help for old time's sake?" Old times? Like when she was finalizing wedding details with me while secretly rekindling something with her ex. No thanks. I deleted the message without replying. The money from the ring's sale? Gone. Swallowed up by deposits. I still ended up nearly $11,000 in the red. But I can live with that. Expensive, yes, but a lesson well worth learning. Final update. Hey, Reddit. It's been 6 months since everything blew up. Life's different now. Better. I ended up taking that honeymoon trip solo. Lewis was beautiful. Great margaritas. Sunburn. For most of it, I didn't even think of Kayla. Honestly, I dodged a bullet. No brooding. No wallowing. Just an empty seat next to me on the flight that used to hurt. But by the time we landed, I'd left that baggage in the clouds. From what I've heard, things haven't been great between Kayla and Randy. Finances are tight. The bridal shop went after the debt, and Kayla had a breakdown over it. The Albrights wouldn't help her out. Still bitter. Randy wasn't thrilled about spending $2,500 on a wedding dress his fiancé picked for another guy. Word is she eventually paid it off in installments. Took a second job. Ouch! They're still living together. Tiny apartment. That small ceremony they'd talked about never happened. Financial strain and emotional wreckage don't make for fairy tale beginnings. Socially, awkward. Most of our old friends either backed me or stayed out of it. Kayla claims I poisoned everyone against her. But sweetheart, that's your own doing. Randy's not the rock she made him out to be. From what I hear, he complains constantly about how hard it's been. Big surprise. I even bumped into Judith at the grocery store. She saw me, turned pale, and fled down another aisle. Small victory. As for me, I moved to a new part of town. New apartment. Fresh start. The money I lost, I've made peace with it. That was the price for clarity. Work's going well. I'm hitting the gym. Spending time with friends. Not dating yet, but I'm open to it. No rush. This whole thing didn't make me bitter, just wiser. I know my worth now. There was no dramatic showdown. No teary confessions. People like Kayla rarely wake up and take responsibility. They just rewrite the story and find someone new to blame. She's been telling people I was emotionally distant. That's why she strayed, apparently. Whatever helps her sleep. The truth? The best kind of revenge isn't sabotage. It's living better without them. Let their own choices catch up. I stopped cushioning her fall. Stopped giving her safety nets she didn't earn. I still have the itemized list I sent her. Sometimes I glance at it, not with anger, but as a reminder. I kept calm. I stood firm. I refused to be a doormat. Life now? Quiet, clean, honest. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. Thanks for reading.